You are listening to the Disney Dream Girls, an unofficial Disney Theme Parks podcast. And this is show number 584 for Sunday, the 22nd of February, 2026.
Where dreams begin.
Hello and welcome to this week's Disney Dream Girls. My name is Michelle Young, and together with my jolly good chum Jayne Phipps, we are your guides to the place where dreams begin. Hello there, Jayne.
Hello there, Michelle.
Ow!
Why did you say ow, Michelle?
Because you prodded me in the arm, Jayne.
Is that because we sat next to each other in the same space?
It's like online bullying, but in person.
I don't bully you.
No, we've had a nice afternoon.
We have.
We've put the world to Disney rights, and we thought, let's share it with our wonderful listeners.
Yeah, we're thawed out now. We had a walk. It was a little bit on the chilly side, wasn't it?
Yes. When I say chilly side, I felt like my icicles had frozen. So yes, it was a tad chilly, but we had plenty of warm, caffeinated beverages to keep us nice and warm, and lots of Disney maths, which our lovely Patreon supporters are going to hear more about on their channel, patreon.com/Disney Dream Girls.
We love a bit of Disney maths, because Disney maths makes complete sense.
It does if you're a Disney fan. It doesn't if you're a bank manager or when you're trying to explain your credit card bill to anybody else who doesn't love Disney, because, it's interesting.
Yeah. But Michelle, I used to work in a bank many moons ago, so I must know what I'm talking about.
And I'm just reckless with money.
This is what we could do with a YouTube channel, so you can see the expressions on yours and my faces.
I know. Anyway, we're going to save that for our Patreon supporters because we are on our main show. And our main show, as a frequent, reoccurring thing, is we like to talk a little bit about on this day in Disney history.
What you got for me, Michelle?
Well, it's a little bit of a quiet day on this day in Disney history. Not much really happening. I'm a little bit blind. I'm going to have to take my glasses off to read the show notes. But,
You do realise that's a bit backward, Michelle. Aren't you supposed to use glasses to read, not to remove them to read?
I know, but I'm I know what I'm doing. I can see now.
Meanwhile, Jay's had to put on her reading glasses so she can actually see.
Yeah. I'm going to take you holding my hand all the way back to 2010. And round about 9 p.m. on this day, Disney fans gathered at the entrance of Disneyland. Why on earth would Disney fans queue up at 9 p.m. for the next day?
For the next day? For the 23rd of Feb?
Yeah.
I have no idea.
It was because on the very next day, they were putting back on, in Disneyland Tomorrowland, Captain EO.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Wow, that takes me back a bit.
It does. Did you ever see Captain EO?
I did, yeah.
Walt Disney World or Disneyland?
At Disney World in the, whatever the show building is called, next to Journey into Imagination.
I saw it at Disneyland on one of its many returns.
Actually, you know what? I saw it at Disneyland.
See? Amazing.
I saw it in 2010 because that was the only time that I've been to Disneyland.
Ta-da!
There you go.
I know. 16 years ago.
Oh.
I know.
You know, when you said 2010, I was going to go, just a few years ago. And then I realised how long ago 2010 was.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And some of our listeners who've been with us from our early days will have remembered our lovely friend Terry Harden talking about her tales of working on that attraction, meeting Michael Jackson and the work she did. Wow. I have been talking to Terry at length recently, and after her travels, she's going to pop on back the podcast and have a little bit of a chat with us to catch us up on what she's been doing, because she's been a bit of a busy bunny.
Well, these creative people, says the person who lives with a very creative person, they do tend to be a bit on the busy side.
True. I'm going to move us forward to the 23rd of February.
Okay.
And there's quite a lot of things happening in this. And I know over the last few weeks I've been trying to highlight the amazing work of female Disney Imagineers. Well, here is one that was born on this day in 1916.
Wow.
Retta Scott was the first woman to receive screen credit as an animator at Walt Disney Studios, and she was born in Washington. She was hired in 1938, and she originally worked in the story department. But her sketches caught the eye of Walt Disney and immediately moved her over to an animation department, and she worked on Bambi. She also contributed to Fantasia, Dumbo, The Adventures of Ichabod and Mr. Crane.
Oh, I love that.
I know. She was laid off from Disney during a studio downsizing in 1941. That's all part of the animators' strike in the summer of 41, which again Jim Corcus has been on the show and spoken to about us in the past. She then went back to Disney Studio in 1942, ultimately leaving Disney in 1946 and moved over to the East Coast, where she did continue to work on a freelance basis. She illustrated many Disney publications, such as the Big Golden Book edition of Disney's Cinderella.
Wow.
In the year 2000, she was named a Disney legend.
Quite rightly so. I think it's wonderful actually finding out about these female Imagineers and the fact that, you know, you're going back to the 30s, the 40s, the 50s and the prominent positions that they were playing. You know, it's, if women can do that sort of thing back then, you know, nothing to stop us now.
Girl power.
Girl power.
On this day, 23rd of February 1939, Walt Disney received his special Oscar for his classic 83-minute animated film Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs.
Oh, I've seen those.
I have. I've seen them too.
At the Family Museum.
Yeah, in San Francisco.
In San Francisco.
Yeah.
Me too.
Nice.
Back in 2010, talking about 2010 before, yeah.
And I can almost hear in my head Shirley Temple saying words along the line, to paraphrase her, "Isn't it wonderful, Mr. Disney?"
I know. It's so respectful, Mr. Disney.
I know. You wouldn't get kids doing that now. Yeah, that's a little bit of On This Day in Disney history and our wonderful little bit of a delve, shall we say, into Disney Imagineering females. So have some Disney news, Jane.
Ooh, anything happening at the moment, Shell?
Josh Gad.
Olaf.
Yeah. We were talking about him prior to recording, about his role in that seasonal, filmy, programmy, whatchamacallit you want to call it.
Wonder Man.
That's it.
Very good, actually.
Yes, I haven't seen it yet, so no spoilers.
I would say to anybody out there that doesn't consider themselves a Marvel fan, you can watch this series without being a Marvel fan. Okay. Because it's as much about the character development of the two main characters as it is about any superhero malarkiness.
But if you are a Marvel fan, just thinking of the chief Marvel fan, David Maruka.
Oh, absolutely. If you're a deep dive person and you love your Marvel, there's still sufficient in there to satisfy your Marvel needs. But yes, Mr. Josh Gad, kudos to him. If you only watch the episodes with him in, just yes.
Well, you know he's turning into a cast member groupie at the moment.
Yeah.
And he's being spotted on many Disneyland attractions.
Multiple, yeah.
Well, he was spotted in Disneyland this last week wearing a Storybook Canal Boat cast member costume. I wonder why.
I wonder what he's doing. Is he doing some more promo for Disney by any chance?
I wonder if he's having a go at being a Storybook Canal Boat cast member that actually narrates the beautiful boat journey.
He probably is, and he seems to be able to fulfil his wildest dreams with Disney, doesn't he? But yeah, don't mind a bit of Josh Gad. And the great thing, actually, I'll go back to Wonder Man, but the great thing is with Josh Gad in Wonder Man, he is playing. All I will say is he's playing himself. Mm-hmm. And he doesn't mind taking the what's it out of himself. And he does an amazing rendition of one of Olaf's little numbers in it.
Oh.
So even if you just search it out for that, I'm sure there'll be clips on YouTube. It's worth just taking 5 minutes of your time for that.
So slight digression then.
Yeah.
So if you were going to meet up with Josh Gad and have the opportunity to take him for a meal or go on an attraction with him, what would it be?
You'd have to go on Frozen with him, wouldn't you, really?
You think?
Why not? Taking Olaf on Frozen with you to meet Olaf on Frozen.
That'd be fun.
Or the Frozen Space Show at Hollywood Studios.
And he could heckle.
He could heckle, couldn't he, from the audience? That would be cool. Can you imagine the surprise on the cast's face when they suddenly realised who was heckling them?
Oh, that'd be so funny.
That would be hilarious.
That was so funny. Going back to Josh Gad.
Sorry, yeah.
What would I like to do and where would I take him to eat? I think having a school bread with him.
Well, it's got to be Norway, hasn't it?
Yeah, that'd be really good fun. But to be honest, I think I'd just like to hang out with him for the day anyway, because he seems like such a good lad.
Just take a stroll around Will Showcase
Oh,
and have a little chat,
yeah.
have a coffee, have a bit of school bread.
I could take him on Kilimanjaro safaris and he could voice all the different animals.
You know what? I'm sure there's that many different rides that you could insert Josh Gad into a cast member role that would all work out perfectly.
I just really want to spend the day with him because he sounds a lot of fun. I'll knit him a little outfit as well if he wants.
Knit him a little Olaf.
I could knit him a little Olaf.
Yeah, there you go.
Oh,
Michelle, celebrity stalker.
Yeah, absolutely. And this actually links incredibly well into the next item on my news list.
Oh, go on then, Michelle.
And it's
like a good
seamlessly.
segue. Good segue.
The Norway Pavilion over at Epcot has finally got the snacks and drinks kiosk open.
Oh, is that opened?
Finally.
My goodness me.
Because it was sort of there from December.
Yes, we actually, when we were there at the beginning of December, we noticed that one day we were walking around Norway and it was all open as soon as normal. And then there was the second time we were there and we went, what's all that? There's those planter things. Where have they suddenly come from? Why is that all blocked off? It's literally overnight. Yeah.
So it's opened up. If you have your American currency in your hand, waiting to hand it over, they will say no.
No, card
it's
only.
Cashless completely.
That's where it's going, isn't it?
Opens at 11 a.m. and it is a nice alternative if you want to go and get a school bread because they are selling them at $5.49. And as listeners will know, Jayne and I are big fans of this cardamom flavoured bread filled with lovely custard dipped in coconut scrummy.
That means they're selling it in 2 places then?
Selling it in 2 places.
Wow.
I wonder how many a day they sell. That would be so interesting.
Well, I was about to say to you, what are they selling from this snack kiosk? But obviously that would, I mean, it's very rare that you go to Old Kringle, whatever it is, bakery. I'm not going to even try to pronounce it because I will butcher it and that would be disrespectful. But it's not very often you go there and there's not a queue.
True. They're also selling Mickey's Premium Ice Cream Bar and the ice cream sandwich, so both of us can get our ice cream delights.
I can have a school bread, Sam can have a sandwich, we'll be fine.
Yeah. They are selling a strawberry fruit bar, an Olaf frozen lemonade strawberry bar, and then they are selling a range of alcoholic and non-alcoholic beverages. So you can get some artisan water, you can get your usual authentic Norwegian Coca-Cola products.
Okay.
And you can get something called troll creme.
I think we need to move on now, Michelle.
No, troll creme sounds actually quite interesting. It's a frozen blend of cranberry and vanilla.
Could they not have come up with a better name?
I don't know. They have also come up with a wide range of alcoholic beverages. They have a strawberry cream ale. They have a farmhouse ale, a pilsner. Then they have an alcoholic version of troll creme, which actually has Bacardi dragonberry rum. Now, dragonberry, I've not heard of a dragonberry. I've heard of a dragon fruit.
Yeah,
I've never heard of dragonberry.
Yeah, unfortunately, I'm not a big rum fan. If it was vodka,
yeah,
I might go for it.
Well, I'm sure you could ask them if you're buying your troll creme if you can stick in a bit of vodka.
Bit of Grey Goose in there.
Yeah, although that's not really Norwegian.
Well, no, but it's foreign. Sorry, that's the best I can do.
Okay. I'm now going to hop on over away from Epcot, and we're going to go over to the place I last stayed at in Walt Disney World.
Ooh, was that Old Key West?
Ding ding ding.
Wow.
Dinner money.
Jayne's brain is actually working, and that was a complete memory thing.
Yeah. And as you will know, Old Key West has got its history as being the first DVC resort.
Mm-hmm.
And Olivia's is an absolutely amazing, homely place to go and have food. And it is well known for the walls being covered in guest DVC pictures of the guests in frames all over the walls.
Yes, I think I know where you're going with this story. I saw a little snippet earlier on. Carry on.
They've been removed, but Disney being Disney, I've said they're being removed because some of them aren't looking at their best, so they're going to put them in nice albums and have them in another part of Old Key West so that people can still enjoy them.
Okay, yeah. I mean, the issue with when anything you put upon walls, depending on light and sunlight coming in, obviously it can have an effect, even through glass frames and everything. So,
but
yeah,
my worry is the coffee bar that they introduced over at the Beach Club was basically a very vanilla, not very Disney
bland,
environment. Are they going to do the same to Olivia's to take this layer of humanity away? I.e., have they decided that the photos need to go? Or are they going to encourage DVC members to bring new photos? Or are they just wanting vanilla?
Well, it'll be interesting to see, because I think the fear with Grand Flow, when they had their recent refurb in their lobby area, that some of the Grand Flow opulence was going to disappear. But actually I think they struck, because they kept all the carpet, and that's one big thing, everything seems to be carpet out and, you know, flat flooring in, but they kept the carpet, and it still does have that opulent vibe to it, and it's kind of striking that balance between something that's overtly fussy and something that's uber plain. So perhaps they're learning a little bit, and maybe this is Jayne trying to be optimistic and keeping fingers and toes crossed that they keep some of the character that is appropriate to that setting.
True. Moving now to Paris.
Paris.
And DLP is going to be on the podcast quite a bit over the next few months, because we know Adventure World is going to be
very soon,
rebranding. Frozen World is going to be open, and I will be making a trip out to check it all out. But it was quite interesting that the McDonald's in the Disney Village, the original McDonald's in DLP, opened 27 years ago.
Wow.
And if you've ever been in there, it's a bit of a bun fight. Now, for those of you who aren't familiar with this very classic Yorkshire phrase of a bun fight, it basically is what the McDonald's used to be like. There'd be people everywhere wanting to order, and you'd scramble to get your food, a bit like a bun fight.
Very busy, very chaotic, very full on.
So they've closed that one down, and they've opened up next door a brand spanking new building.
Yeah, I think it's interesting, isn't it, that they didn't... What tends to happen with these sort of eateries is that they'll close it and refurb it. So it's interesting that they've actually left one open while the other one's being built, and now they'll get rid of the old one.
Yeah, but Jayne, this is 2 years of ka-ching. Can you imagine Disney Village and the profit that they are making at that McDonald's to have that not there?
And the weird thing about McDonald's in France is you can buy alcohol.
Yeah, and macarons. I always go for the sweet stuff. So yeah, it's an ultra modern building, and it's gone over and above everything to do with sustainability, and it took them a process of 5 years to design, construct. It's cost them over 20 million euros.
What on earth have they done to it to cost that much money?
Well, you can have a look at the pictures, Jayne.
Okay.
It's, in my opinion, it's got a very subtle French theme, but it's very clean lines, a very neutral palette, ultra modern, and it's got It's bonkers. It's got 3 floors, 600 seats, 200 being on outdoor terraces. It's got a panoramic elevator, 23 self-service kiosks that will talk to you in English and French. Well, when I say talk, you'll be reading. It will it will parler avec you. It's got a dual kitchen, 5 dumb waiters to move the food up and down, a 3-story indoor play area. The location has employees that represent 16 different languages, because Disneyland Paris was chosen because it's basically in the centre of Europe for lots of people coming all over the place.
Yeah. Wowzers.
That's
a massive place then, isn't it? 23 self-serve kiosks. Whoa.
Yeah. It's got so many environmental credentials. It's got 250 metres squared of solar panels, 350 metres square of green space on the roof and in planters, and 120 metres square living wall that promotes biodiversity and pollination. I've got some quotes.
Oh, go on.
The opening of a McDonald's restaurant is always a significant moment for our employees, customers and partners. But today we are reaching a new milestone with this restaurant, which showcases all our expertise in France. Our 220 employees are eager to welcome families and visitors from all around the world and offer them an unforgettable set of memories in this world of pure enjoyment. I would like to thank the Disney Villages team for this exciting collaboration on a truly unique project. And that is Joe Semple's President and CEO of McDonald's France.
Very nice. I have to say though, I never particularly think of going to McDonald's when I'm at DLP.
Really?
No, well, you've got Earl, haven't you?
True.
And you've got Five Guys round the corner.
True.
So they would be my go-to options.
I like the macarons.
So it's not a proper McDonald's then, is it? You're not going for McDonald's, you're going for something unique.
I don't really eat that type of food, but they do have a very nice pastry selection, and that is very typical of this eatery. They claim that 75% of the restaurant's raw ingredients are from French producers. You know, probably your salad and things like that. So I thought that was quite an interesting little bit of information there, Jayne.
Well, yeah. If and when I get to DLP, I may give it a perusal.
Yeah. And the last bit of news really is thinking about what's opening, what's closing across over in Disney World. We are getting very much closer to Buzz Lightyear Space Ranger Spin reopening. We can see concrete being poured and signage and things like that coming back, which is very exciting. Big Thunder Mountain Railroad will be back in spring.
Yeah.
We know that Typhoon Lagoon is going to reopen, or will have by the time we have released this. Rock and Roller Coaster is closing in March with a new summer version in 2026, and I really like the fact that they've not shut it all down at once. They've just taken away the pre-show and they're working on the pre-show, and then they'll close it completely to do the layover in effect.
No, actually that seems to me very sensible, because with so much construction happening around different parks at the moment, they can't really afford for other rides to be down for uber long lengths of time, can they? They've got to manage it properly.
We've had Frozen Ever After over in Epcot reopened with Anna and Elsa looking very
animatronic.
Yes. Rather than looking a little bit odd.
Yes, at least you've got rid of those projections, which kind of always felt a little bit like, if you got it at the wrong angle, looked like the foundation hadn't gone on quite right. Yeah.
It's it's a very welcome improvement. Thank you very much, Mr. Disney's. We have Soaring Across America debuting Memorial Day, late May 2026.
Yes, it's centennial and a bit, isn't it?
Yeah. The Magic of Disney Animation over at Hollywood Studios is going to reopen with animation at its heart in 2026 summer.
That'd be really cool to see, actually, had the privilege of doing the backstage tour and actually seeing the animation building when it was still being used by animators back in the 90s. That's going to be really cool to see what they've done with that now.
And there is a little bit of rumblings that Frontierland station on the Walt Disney World Railroad will open late 2026.
Oh, so you might be able to do like a 3/4 way round sort of loop back and forth.
We shall see what will happen with that. I'm very excited for it all, Jane.
Well, yeah, because with us both potentially having upcoming trips, we should be seeing quite a few things that have gone down over, say, the last, 3 to 6 months, actually up and active.
I think from the summer, the only thing for me that'll be really different, Big Thunder's going to be back.
Yeah.
Buzz Lightyear will be back. And maybe the Scrim will have disappeared off the front of Haunted Mansion.
We shall see. Who knows? With whatever they're doing there.
I do appreciate they've gone to the effort of creating Scrim to go in front of it, but it's not the same.
No, it's not. But obviously, it's interesting to see because we can't really kind of figure out what it is that they're doing. So they're obviously must be doing something to the front of the building, you would suspect.
Plants have gone.
Yeah.
And that's not just from Frostmageddon.
No.
Where
Bless.
all the plants died.
Bless the plants.
Yeah. So, from all of this news, it sort of sent my brain down a sort of like side avenue, and it's got me thinking a little bit about what do you miss from the world of Disney from your travels. Now, I'm a pretty much late convert to the parks. My first trip wasn't 2010, but you'd been going for like eons before me.
Well, we started doing Disney World in 1991. So, yeah, I've got a few.
Okay. So I've sort of set the question, what do you miss in the likelihood it could be brought back again? Because obviously we've got a new broom. Mm-hmm. You know, we're listening to Mr. Damaro and we're sort of giving out our silent little messages subliminally. This is what we want to bring back into the parks. Please, Josh, can you help us on this? I'm going to throw one at you, Jane, that I personally really, really miss.
Okay.
For me, as a Disney resort guest, I hate carrying around my shopping. I loved being able to fill in one of those green little forms and ship it to my resort and pick it up the next day. That was such a simple... I don't understand it because many a time I am deterred from spending money because I don't want to buy it and cart it around all day. And I know at the end of the day, I'm too tired to go and buy it. And that dopamine hit has worn off.
Yeah.
And I've gone and done something else instead.
No, I mean, total agreement. Because at the end of the day as well, the stores can be so busy, it just takes the wind out of your sails, doesn't it? And like you say, any of those spur of the moment things, particularly those impulse buys that we're all very guilty of, especially when we're surrounded by all this lovely merch. I know I've walked into the shops at the end of the night thinking I'm going to pick something up, and I've looked at the crowds, looked at the queue, and got, no, let's just go. You know, so you're missing out on potential purchases. But yeah, if that just brought that back, that would be...
I'd love to see some data that would sort of support this as a really good economic move for Disney, because I know there's lockers, but it's not the same. I think this was a really good way, and then it's stopping people slowing down the boarding process of getting on and off attractions because they've got 57 Disney shopping bags with them.
Yeah, plus as well, you know, I do think, and I'll kind of tag one on to this, as you mentioned, resorts. And for those of us that don't stay in the deluxe, you know, daily housekeeping is another thing, isn't it? You know, and I think it's just those little things that we took for granted. Mm-hmm. And, you know, really wish that they were to come back, because they're the little touches that made a Disney vacation just that little bit special.
Can I say that if I book in a bargain rate to go and stay in a place like Motel 6, they offer daily housekeeping, and you're paying, what, $70 a night?
Yeah.
And if they can do it at $70 a night, why am I paying Disney $135, $150 for Pop Century and not getting daily housekeeping?
Yeah, I mean, classic example, Shell, we've just, you know, stayed on a visit to see our daughter in Travelodge, UK brand. Now they don't do full housekeeping. You put a little thing on your door, and they'll come in and they'll restock your tea and coffee, and they'll give you fresh towels, and everything else is just kind of left. But we were there for 3 nights, not a problem. But I appreciated the fact that I got clean towels every day, and they restocked my tea and coffee. To be fair, that we leave our room tidy anyway. That was all I actually needed. But it's just a little bit of something. Surely to goodness.
Yeah, that'd be something. So then I started thinking about, because they were sort of like your main park and experiences, gone are the day. We know we're not going to get free fast pass back. We know the parks opening till late into the evening. That's basically gone for a Burton, because they're giving it to the deluxe and the DVC now as an incentive for you to splurge on more money or pay for an after hours event, which is a shame, because again, that was a really good bonus of staying on site. And now you get, half an hour in the morning. Yeah,
and it would be interesting, like you said before, Michelle, about the metrics. And, I'm sure somebody out there has probably already done a deep dive on this, and it would be interesting to note, are they actually gaining bookings in deluxe resorts to get those perks, or are they losing bookings in general because people are going, well, I'm not getting all these perks anymore, so I might as well go and stay off-site. We know that there's been way more offers of late, whether you're a local resident or whether you're a US resident. We've always got offers on in the UK trying to entice you to take those, and the offers go, the percentage discounts go up the higher up the echelons of the hotels that you go. So it'd be really interesting to see whether it's all worth their while by taking these things away.
True. What about an attraction, Jayne?
Well, you know what I'm going to say, Michelle.
Is it something to do with a really cute purple dragon?
Well, there's 2 actually.
Is the other one a green slimy frog?
Yeah, it's animals, isn't it? That's weird. Yeah. Well, Mr. Toad at Magic Kingdom, I love Mr. Toad, and whilst Winnie the Pooh is great and everything, but Mr. Toad, classic.
I don't think Josh is going to be able to fulfil that wish, Jayne.
I don't think so either. But the wish he could do, and there is much request for this out there, is Figment.
Because I heard they were bringing back the Figment meet and greet as a Figment with Dreamfinder, but we only got the Figment element.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not particularly a fan of the large Figment. I think Figment and Dreamfinder worked beautifully, because he is a small purple dragon. He's not a 6 foot tall purple dragon.
But he was so cuddly to squish.
Well, maybe, but that's not right. Anyway, but no, I mean, going back to the original Journey into Imagination would be amazing. And I appreciate that they've changed the length of the track and all sorts of. Simon and I did a bit of a googly fire when we were last at Epcot, and just looking to see and trying to get our memories back as to what's been changed and how you get into the ride and how they shorten the ride effectively and one thing and another. And we know they tweaked it. Are we on Figment 3.0 or 2.75? I don't know what we're on nowadays. After that initial, they brought the new version in, and it got such a backlash, they kind of went in and retweaked it again. But it's not what it was. And it's just like, can we go back to that, please? Thankfully, because we were there in the early 90s, we have video footage. We have home movie footage of it, so we have that to go back to. But I mean, Figment, it feels like a bit of a no-brainer, because Figment seems to get so much love, especially, insert name of popcorn bucket, insert name of spirit jersey, Christmas jumper, whatever it may well be, Figment sells.
Yeah.
Can you imagine? I mean, there's talk about a Figment movie, isn't there, at some point or other? Can you imagine if they brought Dreamfinder back with Figment as a proper meet and greet?
But not Ron Schneider.
Well, no, but don't need that. Yeah. Anybody can play it. And bring back something more. I appreciate they can't go back in time and recreate what they once had, but surely to goodness, they've got the footage. They've got the blueprint for what was there. Can they not go back to that and see how that vibe, that initial ride, can be injected into what we've got today?
It's definitely going to be a people pleaser.
Definitely. And a money earner. Can you imagine all the new merch you could create when you relaunch the ride?
Oh, millions.
There'll be queues out the what's it? There'll be popcorn buckets. There'll be goodness, pins. You name it. It'll go down a storm.
And plush.
Yeah. And jumpers.
Yeah. I'm going to go a little bit left field on my attraction.
Oh, okay.
I'm going to go to Disneyland.
Right.
And I'm going to go to Steakhouse 55. Or I would if it was still available.
It's not an attraction.
It is an attraction to me.
Oh, okay.
Food is an attraction in a Disney resort.
Right, okay.
And I miss this place dearly.
Right.
It closed in 2020 due to the pandemic and eventually permanently closed in July 2021. The space is no longer a restaurant, it's now a flexible lounge for hotel guests. Sometimes it's an extension of a nearby Palm Breeze bar. I miss the 24-layer chocolate cake. It was also amazing to go for breakfast. I remember one year we'd gone and my friends Tommy and Lena were there, Terry Harden was there, and we all sat round this really big round table and we feasted. And then another time at A Window to the Magic podcast meet, I had my English breakfast meat. And okay, I didn't make everybody eat baked beans. It wasn't that kind of enforced English breakfast meat. But they did amazing pancakes and varieties. The food was amazing. And another thing that they did at this restaurant was the afternoon tea. And they brought in speciality teas. And I remember, going with Lena and Nan over Christmas, having the Christmas themed tea. And it was delightful. So enjoyable. So I want that back, Josh. What can you do for me? Because we've got Steakhouse 71.
Yeah. No, and I think a lot of these things as well, they strike such core memories as you've just described there, those two meets, and I think this is the thing, isn't it, with when things go away, we lament them because we don't lose the memory, obviously, but it kind of hits you hard because you've got those moments and it's like, that was a special place and now it's either not there or it's been changed.
Yeah. We are going to continue this conversation over on our Patreon channel for our wonderful Patreon supporters. If you want to join up, it's patreon.com/Disney Dream Girls. You get access immediately to our back podcasts, exclusive audio, etc. So check it out, see what you think. You can also find us on Instagram at DisDreamGirls and over there on Facebook with our Disney Dream Girls podcast family. But until next time, it's a goodbye from me.
And goodbye from me.